Hello and welcome to Nanny Moon's Crochet. My name's Sally. It's Monday the 20th of October 2025 and we're on episode number 91. Before I do anything, I want to wish grandson Cole a very happy 9th birthday. Happy birthday, darling. Hope you have a good day at school and I'll talk to you later. So very happy birthday. Cole is my son David and daughter-in-law Amanda's oldest, and then they've got little Dougie as well. So Cole is 9 today. So happy birthday, darling. That's that. I wanted to remember that. And the first thing I want to show you, I think I'll show the beautiful. Whoops. Let me. I've had some photos in. The first photo that we've had in is from the lovely Jane. This is Jane B. Well, I've got two Janes. This is Jane B. And Jane has been crocheting some pumpkins for her grandchildren. And the largest one is in sheep-gees. Yeah, sheep-gees. But isn't that lovely? I love how the stalk hooks round. Isn't that oh, no, I don't want to move it. I don't want to cancel it. Isn't that lovely? Look, I see little Groot there, look. Little Groot. But yeah, that's a lovely pumpkin. Lovely shape, and I love the stalk. Brilliant, thank you, Jane. And then she's done two smaller ones, but look at the crochet hook. I don't know what that is, but that's lovely. Anyway, she's done two little pumpkins as well. I think pumpkins are lovely to make. They're quick and easy, and they look brilliant, don't they? Lovely for Halloween season, for the autumn anyway, should I say, not just Halloween, for the autumn. Jane's also knitted this for her great granddaughter that's due in December. Yeah. Isn't that lovely? Knitted, that's a knitted little knitted cardigan. That baby's going to look all cozy and warm in these lovely hand knits that you're making, Jane. I love to see a hand knitted thing on a little baby. It makes it just look so more cozy somehow, and love and all that's gone into it. So that'll be one lovely dressed little baby due in December. And the next picture I've got is from the lovely Lynn, from Lynn Penguins Creations. Hi, Lynn. Lynn joins in with Litsa at Coco's Crochet for Beanie of the Week. And this beanie she sent, it's in the colour baby pink. And the pattern, I think, was a bag a day. All knots beanie. Was it all knots beanie? I think, something like that. But it's baby blue, and she used a 5mm hook and Bernat Super Value in baby pink. The border, she's done 3 chain, skip a stitch, 3 chain, to sort of scallop the border a little bit. But she's gifting this to a friend who is a nurse. She's a delivery nurse on the labour ward, so she's going to do more in pink and blue for the little babies that are born when she's on her shift. So again, there'll be some lovely warm cozy little babies. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Jane, for sending those photos. Love to see I love to see what's been keeping you busy all week. So that's those photos. And where is it? Hang on, I had got all this prepared. I'm happy to say that I've actually finished my husband's blanket. So I've put the corner bits on. That's the corner bit. Then this is a half a square, half a square, a corner square. Then you get 3 of the halves down the side. So this is the Granny Goes Random blanket crochet along by lovely Natasha. Hi Natasha from Mugs and Stitches. It was a free pattern, Yarnspirations. They've done it in a 4-weight red heart super saver bitty stripes, but of course you can do it any which way you like. They gave you this, which I found handy because I put I'd got green. I did them 3 colours, so I could chart out there where I was going to put them. They also give you a chart, which was brilliant if you can follow charts. Yeah, so that was the pattern, and just a lovely normal square to do. I should use that again. Maybe make one a bit bigger next time, because it's not I didn't measure mine, but this was going to be approximately 45 by 60, but they used a 4-weight, and I've used Hayfield Bonus DK just in emerald. Used a Stylecraft Special DK in parchment. The brown was a rusty brown, new Woolcraft New Fashion. So yeah, so that was a DK, but I did use a 5mm hook. Although it was double knitting, I used a 5mm hook, and I just this morning just took a quick it was a bit dark, but I did you see this, I did all, you can't see very well, but all the middles were cream. It was a 9-row square, so I did 3 rows of the cream in the middles. Then I did 3 rows of rusty brown on 6 of them. On 6 of them I did 3 rows of clay, colour called clay, and in 6 of them I did 3 rows of leaf, a greeny colour, but all the edges are done in the rusty brown. It was colours that my husband really likes. He loves it, and it's for him. And it's, I mean, it's not very big, but sometimes when we're watching a film or something, he'll sometimes say, "Oh, my neck's, he seems to suffer with his neck." So I thought, stuff. My bit's gone flying. So I thought, even if he has it like that, just as a rest, you know, I need to wash it. It hasn't been washed, but I know he'll absolutely love the colours. So thank you for Natasha for hosting that lovely crochet along. I never would have done that. I think sometimes when you join a crochet along, it's things you would have done sometime or other, but it just makes you get on and finish them, doesn't it? And I think I never would have got on and finished that if it wasn't for Natasha's crochet along. So thank you very much for that, Natasha. So that took up quite a bit of my time. I have to say, last night I was up till quite late, trying to sewing all the ends in and trying to get that all finished. So the other thing, sorry, just a second. So the other thing that I was working on before trying to get that finished was, now this is from, it's from Litsa at Coco's Crochet, and she's got a crochet along hashtag best dressed 18-inch doll calc 2025. And for this month, if you go onto her channel, she has a playlist, and each month she does a spinning wheel. And this month each month there's a separate designer, and then she chooses one of the outfits. So it was Jessie her dollop was the designer, and this, I had started it last week, if you remember. It was a witch's dress that we were doing for this month, but I decided it's in black, and it's in two parts. The first part, if you look at Jessie her dollop, it's based on the Taylor Swift little black dress, but because it was black and I knew it was going to be a bit harsh on my eyes, I did it in purple. So I started this last week, if you remember. Still haven't finished, but that's the little armhole. So I'd done about up to here, I think, last week. So I finished off that, which was the little black dress. I'm yet to put little buttons on the back. I haven't done that yet. But I finished up the dress. Then you look at the second part of the there's a second tutorial which shows you how to add the little piqué bits at the bottom. You see those? So I did that. I thought I'll do those in black, and also that little bit on top of the shoulders to make it like a little witchy dress. And then there's a tie that goes through here, which I've just started the tie, and then I'll do a little witch's hat probably as well. So this is going to be my little witchy dress. So quite enjoying that, using a 5.5mm hook. And this I just started this, but it's quite late last night. This will be the tie that goes through the middle of the dress, and then I just have to do a witch's hat then. So that'll definitely be finished next week, but that's still a whip, still a work in progress. So that's that. And then, oh sorry, let me just have a little drink of my coffee. My hubby just bought me a cup of coffee in. He's good. Yeah, so that's a whip, but that'll definitely be finished next week. And then my last thing that I was working on, but it took forever. Was the little witch. That's a little legs looking green. So here she is. She's finished. Last time I showed you, I'd just done up to here. So her hair was nice to do and easy enough. I really struggled with the black yarn, and thank you to quite a few of you who said, oh, I've got a neck light that I use. And silly me, I totally forgot that I have got a neck light. So I think with being the summer season, I just obviously haven't used it because it's been light at night. I just haven't used it for such a long time. I totally forgot that I'd got it. So when I carried on the dress here, I was using my neck light and I could see perfectly well. I still really don't like using black yarn. I really won't use black yarn if I can use something else, like with the dress for the doll. Think of it being Halloween, I thought, well, I could get away with purple. So, you know, if I can, I'll get away with using a different colour. But obviously a witch's hat and things you can't. But so yeah, I didn't struggle too much with the rest of it. With the dress, let me just say, you do the dress, and then the last but one row you just work into the front loops, which leaves the back loops free. And I was supposed to put a ruffle, a frill on the bottom, like I did with Glenda's, the Good Witch. But I thought, well, it'll make it too long for a start. And then, I mean, I know she's got a nice smile, but she was a really naughty witch, a bad witch. And I thought a bad witch isn't going to really have a frilly skirt, is she? A dress is going to be plain and, rough and plain. It's not going to have a nice little frill at the bottom, is it? The frill was in black as well. So I just didn't bother with the frill. I thought, no, witches wouldn't have a frill. So let me show you what I mean. You see, this is Glenda's dress, and that was, it was the same for the witch's dress. You got to here, but then in that back loop, you picked up the white, so it was a different colour, and it just made it more like a nice, pretty dress. But I thought, no, it was going to be in black, like I said. If it would have been green, maybe I might have done it differently, but it wasn't. It was just going to be in black, so I didn't bother anyway. So yeah, that's her finished. I used Stylecraft Special DK in, I think it was bright green. Stylecraft Special DK bright green for her hands, her face and her legs. I must just say, if ever you come to do these, the arms here were quite, not difficult, I understood, but they were just very fiddly. And then again, you work into you see, that's how it is really, but I thought you can't see your hands, so I've tied that back. But you work into the front loop, which leaves the back loop free, and then you pick up those from inside, and that was a little bit fiddly. Well, it was a lot fiddly actually, so I'm really glad that she's done. Very fiddly. And then I used Yarnsmith's Create double knitting in chocolate brown for her hair, and then black, Yarnsmith's Create black double knitting for everything else. And I used little 7mm safety eyes. So let me put her, I need to get some sort of a proper display, but I've got this little basket and it was green, so I was thinking of the Emerald City. So that's all of them. We've got the Naughty Witch, Scarecrow, excuse me, the Scarecrow, Tin Man, the Lovely Lion, the Wizard himself. We've got Dorothy and Glenda, and then down here, whoops, we've got Toto and the little flying monkey. So at the moment they're all hanging out in this little basket. I'm quite proud of myself for doing all those, because although they were easy enough, some were a bit fiddly and a bit, I just thought, oh, 9 of them, what have I done to myself? But each week I just got one done, and I'm really quite proud of those. So that's that. So that's all my, just a couple of finished objects. My whip, I shall get that finished this week. But a couple of things I wanted to say. If you watched my look through the Crochet Now magazine for this month, I think it was Mr. Pippin. So thank you very much, Mr. Pippin, for pointing out that our lovely friend Cassandra from Craftably Ever After, this big bird was her pattern. So sorry about that, Cassandra. Totally what I normally would say all the names of the different designers, and for some reason I just didn't see that there, and I didn't realise. So that was the big bird, was Cassandra's pattern. So if you haven't seen that video, there's a lot of lovely projects in the Crochet Now magazine for, it was issue number 126. This was also Cassandra's pattern. Cute, but lots of lovely things in there. So well worth the money, I think. The other thing I wanted to say is that the lovely Fiona, one of my subscribers, I haven't got back to you yet with a message, Fiona, but she was asking the question. These were free on the last magazine. It was the double-ended crochet hooks, and they go from size 2.5 to 3, 3.5 and 4, because they're double-ended. And she was asking me what they were, whether I'd tried them. I have tried the it was the 4mm. Yeah, that's this end. The 4mm. I wiped that a little bit, and it was smooth enough to use. But this, because this is all metal and there's writing on it, you know, it tells you obviously this end is 3.5, this end is 4mm. Then it also tells you this is an E or a 4, this is an F hook or a 5. So there's little bits of printed writing. Well, when I hold my hook, I hold it like that. So this bit of my finger is on that middle bit and my thumb's on that bit. So I crochet like that. So what I'm getting at is this bit here was starting, although I just tried it a little for just 5 minutes, it was starting to hurt there. So that's totally not soft enough in the middle for me. I either like something, where's my hook there? You know, I like something that's softer there, or something with a rubber handle or a whatever that is. So because that was just all metal and there was writing on it, it was quite rough. But the hook itself, I think, in absolute emergencies, and if it's all you'd got, I could always put a plaster around my finger and you could use it and get away with it. But they're really not the best, if I'm honest. And I will be, I'll try to be honest. So I've got them, and they're there for emergencies. If I totally can't find another 4mm hook, they're there, but I probably won't actually use them. So hope that helps you, Fiona. Yes, I've mentioned about the Cassandra's big bird, and going to pop into do a little bit of shopping this morning. I think that might be the postman come. The dogs have gone mad, barking. We're popping into Barmouth to do a little bit of shopping this morning. And then what's on the rest of the week? Don't think, I haven't been to see Dot for a couple of weeks because, hi Dot, she's staying with her daughter and her daughter's family. So haven't seen Dot, but she may be back this week. She'll be back before long, so that'll be nice to catch up with Dot. So no, nothing planned this week, just the general I shall be working on my Festive Friday project, which is the Yuletide blanket. I shall be working on that to show you for Friday. If you've got any Christmassy, I've had a couple of things in already for Festive Friday, but if you've got anything that you've started on or you'd like to show that you've already made for Christmas presents, that'd be lovely. I think we all absolutely love to see what everyone else is working on. It always gives us inspiration, I think, and I know a lot of the a lot of the projects last week I absolutely loved, and at some time in the future I'd like to think so I'd make them too. So, and into the forever long crochet list. Anyway, I had a feeling I should have been saying something else, but I can't think what. So all the Wizard of Oz characters are finished. I'm really pleased about that. So I can the husband's blanket's finished, so I can move on to something else. So I feel quite a bit of an achievement that things have got finished. I think when you've got projects that are finished after working on them for such a while, you feel quite done, don't you? So yes, so I'll be back on Friday for Festive Friday. So until then, whatever you're doing, whoever you're doing it with, please love each other, be kind to each other, and spread joy and happiness wherever you go, if you can, or just be happy in yourself. Happy crafting, and I'll see you all on Friday. Love you all.